Baby, let me take you for a ride. It's crazy that we on the same vibe. I really wanna try to stay on the same side. So can you stay tonight, just so we do it right? Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. So, Adrian, just you and me.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Been a little bit. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. Have you seen A Million Ways to Die in the West?
No, I haven't.
It's not that great. It's pretty good, but it's got really good moments. And there's this thing where like he's coming back to his parents' house, and they're like, "You're late," and he's like, "For what?" And he goes, "Fair enough."
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Yeah, just go to the just do you're late. Just put in the search bar "you're late" and then just go to videos. It is funny. You should watch this.
You're late. For what? Fair enough.
I mean, that's it, dude. It's just, but you have to watch the movie and you have to like know his parents. It's so funny, dude. So anyway, so we're late.
We're late.
Night
Shift does that to you.
It do be doing that. But so what's been new with me? I don't know if I told you. I had a dentist appointment.
Oh, you did
Recently. Yeah. So, I haven't been to the dentist in like 4 years. Maybe longer.
It's been a while for me too.
Yeah. So like pretty much like when I moved, I never got a new dentist, and it's been that. So, but I've been having like some issues where like I felt like I had a cavity and I had to go get a new dentist. My new dentist is awesome, by the way. Like when you go to a dentist, you're just, like you get like a checkup first.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of even doing a checkup, they did like an inspection of my teeth.
Oh, a free 100-point inspection?
Dude, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. And I mentioned that to them. And I was like, I used to work on cars, and like when we would have like it made the most sense to me. What they were doing was like when we would, one of the places I worked at, they wouldn't just like, hey, I have like something wrong with my brakes or something. Like they would say like, you need to pay for like a brake inspection.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd have to like physically measure everything and
Take
you go
apart,
over.
Yeah. Don't just like eyeball it, take the caliper apart, pull the pads.
Yeah, make sure like the sliders move.
Speaking
and
of
like,
which,
cleaning everything, sanding it all up,
I just got my van back, and they did the brakes.
Yeah.
And now I have a pulsation.
Oh, great.
Love it.
Yeah, love it.
That wasn't there before.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? It's like a classic...
I think it's aftermarket rotors, and they're warped.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have just taken it to Nissan.
Yeah. Well, we won't mention any names. But anyway, so I did have a cavity, and
Where you thought it was?
Yeah. Yep. Where I thought it was. But I got to be honest. I was a little nervous. I hadn't gotten a cavity filled in a long time, and it's usually not fun. I mean, it's not like getting your tooth pulled. When you have a tooth pulled, it's like that's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
There's some recovery in that, but like still, I wasn't really sure what to expect, and I'm happy to say it went really, really well. And it was like very non-invasive, and the numbing wore off pretty quick. I didn't feel a thing.
Are the fillings still silver, or are they using white fillings now?
Dude, yeah. So they're using it's called so it's not silver, but it is the white. It looks like tooth material, but it's like a putty stuff, and I think it's
and it hardens like under UV light or something.
Yeah.
Some sort of enamel epoxy. Something.
Yeah, I think it's like Dental Bond or like Dent Bond or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I have a cavity on like one of these teeth right here, and if I got it filled, I don't want that black spot or silver spot to be very obvious.
Yeah. Well, speaking of black spot, so they again like they take pictures, and like they have like pictures of like me smiling too, because they were like, hey, like your smile is gonna change, and like hopefully like if you do more things to your smile, it'll improve, and you can kind of have a comparison. So they have like actual photos of my tooth, and I went over with the Is it like the person who actually does the dental work? Is that like a doctor? Is that like would you say
orthodontist?
an orthodontist? Oh yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah. So, but I went over it with him, and he was like, "Wow!" Like he's like, "This is literally like a textbook cavity." It's like when you would like look at like a cavity in a textbook, like this is what they show you. It's like you have like. Sometimes it looks a little different. It's like you have like the perfect eye, like the cavity, like you have that thing, which it was black. I was like, whoa. I mean, I can't see back there. Like I'm not really paying attention, but
I know I had my wisdom tooth back here filled. I got a cavity back there because it grew in crooked. So brushing it's like pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they use the old school silver stuff. I mean, it's all the way back there, so I don't care. And I want to get that tooth pulled eventually anyway because it's just a pain to like keep up because it's crooked. Like brushing, it's just a pain in the ass.
Damn.
And I'm pretty sure a chunk of it fell off.
Yeah.
So that's
fun.
Dude.
And so they did that. Also, that cavity took like less than 30 minutes. It might have been 20 minutes.
Yeah,
like
they numb you up. They drill the hole and they fill it. And
Yeah, dude, and they even like I don't know if they always did this, but like they even like numbed the spot where they put the needle in, so I didn't even feel the needle when they went to go numb me. That might be textbook. That might be like a normal thing, but either way, like a little toothpick, like a little like cotton swab.
They might have done that for me when I had these wisdom teeth pulled. That was so long ago, I don't remember. I know I opted for the general anesthetic though. They gave me a choice, so, like we can just numb you, we can numb you and give you laughing gas, or we can give you a general anesthetic. I'm like, does that knock me out? And they're like, well, no. I'm like, will I remember any of this? They're like, no. I'm like, good enough.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Like, I don't want to sit there and just like be awake while you're yanking something out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, it went really good. And then also while I was there, which like they had noticed this the first time, obviously I'd gone through, I had like a chip on my like my front tooth where like I almost like didn't notice it, like because it must have been like that for a long time, but so it took a while for me to notice. But like it was just like the chip was like all the way across my front tooth.
Oh, so
like,
you lost the entire like bottom.
Yeah, the whole like little like line, and then they filled all that in too. And he was like just like doing body work, you know, it was crazy.
That reminds me, one of my buddies had a chip right here, like on his tooth, and his dentist filled it in, and it came with a warranty.
Yeah, dude, that's sick. It's literally like doing body work.
Yeah, it fell off, like it broke off like a couple months later, and he went back and got it fixed for free.
Damn.
I don't know if it fell off again or not. I got to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it came with a warranty and everything.
Damn, a little warranty claim on the tooth. That's wild.
Get weird.
Damn. First world problems.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Yeah, so I was just I was delighted to have a very good experience. Oh, and on top of that, I also want to just point out, I've never had this kind of experience. They let me watch TV. I had headphones. I was able to watch TV while I was in there, getting my mouth drilled into. Can you guess what I watched? So I had all of basic cable to go through, which is like whatever, and then I had the Disney Channel.
What was on the Disney Channel?
Ratatouille. Dude, I watched Ratatouille while I was getting my my dental work done. That's sick. That's so sick.
Like Nickelodeon with Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah,
Shiny Teeth and Me.
Damn. Yeah, that's a good idea. That would have been a good idea. Didn't think about it at the time. Honestly, I was like, I just didn't want to sift through watching like TV and like whatever the fuck's on cable. You know, I was like,
last time I watched cable TV was when I crashed my bike and I was
in a hospital,
sitting in the hospital.
Yeah.
And my God, I forgot. Like we all complain about ads on YouTube and all that.
Oh my God, no.
And ads on streaming services now.
Yeah.
I forgot how bad cable television was.
Yeah.
It's so bad. You get like 5 to 7 minutes of the movie or show, and then you get another 5 minutes of commercials, and then another 5 to 7. Oh, it's so bad.
It's crazy how much ads they shove in.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like you were saying, like a 30-minute TV show. It's like, boy, you've seen a lot of ads by the time you're done that.
Dude, 1/3 of it's ads. Like you if you get like a DVD of like a cartoon or something that's got 30-minute episodes, you realize every episode's only 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. I remember like when TV shows like streaming services still like first came out and TV shows were on there, and then like I remember like watching an episode and it would say like 23 minutes, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Like,
Am I missing like 7 minutes of my show?
yeah, why aren't these all these shows are supposed to be 30 minutes, just like they were on TV? And then it was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's the ads that you're missing. But
Still not cool with them shoving ads in paid streaming services.
I know, yeah, we've talked about that, and I didn't know that either. I mean, I just never looked into it or thought about it, but I was just like, yeah, man, that's how they pay for TVs. You know, with all these advertisements and stuff, but like you pay for TV, like you pay for that service, and then on top of that, they're making money off of all of these ads that they're forcing you to watch. Kind of crazy.
Yep. As far as I understand it, cable TV, when it first was introduced, didn't have ads because you were paying for it.
Yeah, I heard there's some fussing going on with some of the new TVs now. I think Walmart was one of the ones in question who has bought a company that makes the majority of like TVs.
I've heard about that. It's one of those like kind of, it's like not Samsung or any of the big brands. It's a brand, but they've purchased it.
But like the hubbub is that like these TVs, like a Samsung TV, has their own cable TV service, and through that, like you can, you know, if you and I wanted to run like a Leave It Running podcast ad on a Samsung TV, we could do that, and we would be paying Samsung, I believe. And so the problem is that like now there's a big corporation like Walmart or something that's like now basically being in charge of like what ads get shown.
Well, it's not only that, but now you've got the appliance itself pushing ads on top of the ads from your paid streaming service and your paid cable. It's just more and more and more ads. Like
I don't
have
think
a
so,
Samsung.
right? Because those ads aren't. Are those ads the same ads that are? Those aren't, because like what you're watching on these Samsung TVs isn't cable. You're just watching TV shows, and they come with ads just like it would on cable.
So what's the difference between a corporation controlling the ads?
There's
and
not.
Comcast controlling the ads.
Right, exactly. There's not. But they're just saying that like now, like these companies have like this billboard where they get to decide like what's going through your TV. And like I know it's bad, but I mean again, like I'm not in a tiz about it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like I have a Samsung. It's a Samsung Smart TV, and I didn't want a Smart TV. I just wanted a TV if I wanted to watch like YouTube or Netflix. You know, I had my Xbox, or I could get a Roku or whatever. But they didn't make any not smart 4K TVs.
right.
Like you don't have a choice anymore. And like when I first turn it on, there's a banner along the bottom that like
Yeah.
has, you know, the input. You know, if you HDMI 1, 2, whatever. And then, you know, apps that are installed on the TV itself, like YouTube, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, blah, 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 blah. But there are also ads running along the bottom for, like, shows and whatnot. And ads have just been so ingrained in everything we do now, all the media we consume, that, like, I've become numb to it. I don't even, like, pay attention to it anymore. But it's there. And it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
You know, you look at those, you look at, like, a TV show or, you know, one of my favorite movies, Idiocracy, and it's just constant blaring ads all the time. We're living that reality.
Yeah.
It's just we've become numb to it.
Yeah.
You know, when that show or when that that movie came out, it's like, man, who would want to live like that? It's just ads constantly blaring in your face 24/7. It's like, no, we're already there.
It's happening. It's happening. Yeah. Yeah, I have the Samsung TV too. You know,
Yeah, so you know the banner I'm
I know what
talking
you're talking
about.
about. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, I don't know.
And have you seen that patent that I mean, patents are like public record. They're just out there. But someone found it. It was a patent that Sony holds that you can't, like, if an ad plays, the ad won't end until you acknowledge it. So in the actual patent, like, they show the TV and, like, the McDonald's emblem, and they show the guy sitting on the couch, and then in the next picture, he's standing up going, McDonald's, and then he sits back down and, you know, I'm gonna.
And then it's like, oh, okay, you did it.
Yeah, and then the ad goes. And I just saw a screenshot. Now, granted, this could have been like doctored, edited, whatever, but it was like the ad will not or the ad will restart if you are not looking at the screen. So I guess it's for like a phone that's got like a front-facing camera.
So the TV would have to have a camera.
Well, I think the screenshot was like from a phone, so it's like an app or something that has an ad. Like,
I mean, that makes more sense.
you have to.
So that's almost
at the
like
screen.
you would almost have that issue with like YouTube or something, or I guess like to your point, if you're watching Netflix on your phone.
You know what? It was a screen grab of YouTube.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a screenshot of YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, this.
You able to blow that up? I can put it up on the screen.
See, I wish I could make it full screen, but that's not it.
Yeah, that'll work. Here, let's
No,
just...
don't. Not yet, because this is being stupid. I want just the image.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
This is funny, though.
Whatever.
I mean, it's good enough.
But yeah.
I'm trying like a little...
Oh, it's a burger, but yeah, it says McDonald's.
Beep.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Just put the whole thing up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe
The
they'll-
picture's tiny
Maybe
on
they'll,
the
maybe
screen.
they'll be able to see it. All right.
But yeah, right there. Yeah, you're watching your show. Say McDonald's end commercial. Like, what kind of dystopian bullshit is
Yeah.
this?
And also, I kind of hate how like Google does this now. So
Yeah, it used to be full screen.
Right. I wonder if that's something you can change in the settings. So like settings would be in the top right, or you could do that. That works.
But yeah.
There you go. Take a look at that. Say McDonald's to end the commercial. McDonald's.
Yeah, no one's going to be that excited for this shit.
Yeah. No, definitely not. Yeah. Redonkulous. Well,
And that right there is the reason why I don't quite believe in 100% free, unregulated capitalism, because that's where we're going to end up.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think that it's there's a lot of examples where this doesn't work, for sure. But
Oh, yeah, you're talking about market pressure, where if someone just doesn't do that, everyone will flock to that, right? 'Cause that's how it plays out in the
No.
real world all the time. You know?
I know. Well, that's what I prefaced. I mean, I know there's a lot of examples where that doesn't work, but I don't know. Can we think of something where that does work? Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. Like they try to change. Like, did people get pissed off when we stopped making like soda bottles out of glass, or go from cans to bottles?
Not
I'm-
really. I mean, plastic bottles were more convenient in just about every conceivable way.
Yeah.
But no, like perfect example of that not working is the backlash Netflix received for cracking down on password sharing. They did it anyway, and they're still here. People still use them.
We do still use it, huh?
They've hiked prices. They've gotten rid of the old plans that were like, cheaper to have no ads. They're like, okay, well, now you got to change your plan to this more expensive one to not have ads, or this cheaper one than your current plan to have ads. And it's like, no one's happy about that shit. But
You're gonna pay more.
the issue is we've got these companies that are so dominant in their area. Like, for example, YouTube. I hate like the politics and everything behind YouTube and all the how they almost seem to have it out for like creators on YouTube with purposefully opaque terms and conditions. People break rules that they didn't even know were rules. They retroactively they retroactively come up with rules that if your old content violated, well, too bad. You're going to get copyright, or not copyright. You're going to get a channel strike, and if you have enough videos that violate these new rules, even if you've made like 1,000 videos and you don't know which ones are going to violate these not transparent, not clear rules, it's like, oh well, we're shutting your channel down.
Yeah.
So but what's the alternative to YouTube?
Patreon.
That costs money.
Does it cost money?
Patreon?
Does Patreon cost money?
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Well, I mean, for people who no, but you can still become a free Patreon member.
I mean, yeah, but Patreon doesn't pay you out otherwise. So people who put in content up on YouTube for a living, where they make their money off of that stuff, like Patreon's free tier doesn't pay them anything, so they have to put it behind a paywall.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
But we had alternatives like Vimeo, and whatnot, but
yeah, they died.
or they're still around. They're just no one even.
But no one posts on it. They're not relevant. Like, you're not going to get the same traffic.
Yeah, and
You're
all
not
of
gonna have any
the
success on
YouTube
those channels.
alternatives cost money.
Yeah.
So, for a bunch of people, they're like, well, I'm just going to keep using YouTube, even if it's becoming more and more awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like YouTube.
And if you're a
is the
creator too,
giant.
like you're going to go to YouTube because that's got the biggest audience.
Yeah.
That's your
we're
best
on
chance.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Hi, YouTube.
Yeah, we're small fish. Like,
Yeah. I'd love for YouTube to just check in on us right now. I would love that. YouTube, please check in on us. Please.
yeah. But you got plenty of examples like that where like a company's become so dominant in their field that they can't challenge. You can't challenge them. Like if they do something that people don't like, there's no alternative. They're not quite a monopoly. There's they're not stopping anyone else from creating a video hosting site.
But just no one else can.
No.
Yeah, nobody else can. Yeah,
And
so
then
it's like a quiet monopoly.
you've got the other end where, we have laws against like, I forget what it's called. It's not like an antitrust law or something, but where like, companies that are competitors can collude together to like all raise their prices at once or something so that there are no alternatives for people to turn to.
Right.
And we have laws that explicitly forbid that, but like if there is no, formal agreement and everyone's just like,
Yeah, or like enforcement,
Yeah. The whole greedflation thing is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
The market will adjust. The market will, people will cover. People will adapt.
Yeah. And then speaking of that, so we just watched that. I mean, again, who knows if it's real or fake, but that it was like
The
phone
CEO
recording.
of Slim Jim.
Yeah, the phone
think.
recording. It was like, but like Chipotle was in there. There's a bunch of
that
other like,
one.
yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the. I think it was like the CEO of Slim Jim, where the guy was like, you could be, you could be the hero. And it's like, people are struggling. We can cut prices 25%. We'll still make money. It's like, well, the market adjusts. The market adapts. So we believe that our product is, high enough quality that people will, still spend the money on that. It's
like, you're walking past this question. Like, clearly what we're saying is that you don't need to, and you're saying, why not? It's gonna work. Like, fuck these people. They're going to pay it. Like, why wouldn't we charge more money?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there was that like anonymous recording, like phone recording of like a bunch of CEOs all talking about the same thing, where they're like, but more to your point, what you're saying, like at least, and again, I don't know if that's real. I have no like real proof, but like it seemed like this like little phone conversation was a bunch of CEOs all kind of being like, hey, we're all going to raise our prices, right? We're all going to do this together and it's all going to be fine. Like, because you're right. Because like as soon as like if McDonald's just doubled their prices today and then Burger King stayed, the same, people would be like, dude, I'm going to fucking Burger King, and then it works. Then it's like, well, fuck, like McDonald's has got to put their prices back.
Yeah. And you can argue like, oh, well, that's, crony capitalism. That's not capitalism or whatever the economic term is. I don't know.
Trying to
But the
stand
thing
up
is,
for capitalism in that sense.
If you had completely free, unregulated capitalism, that kind of shit just happens.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's greed. It's a human characteristic. I mean, it's a hard thing to like ever iron out. I don't think it ever will. There's not enough. There's not enough like people out there that are just not going to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
If you don't, someone else will, kind of thing.
Right.
Which
Is
is a
which is
shitty
terrible
way to look at it, but
it's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, and like the worst part is that on like some level, it's fucking true.
yeah, that's the problem.
And so like that you're not going to be able to fix it. So it's like, you know what? Why don't I just make a little extra money on this rock? It's like, fuck it. But, speaking of TV and making money, how about those Olympic Games going on in France? That's fucked up, dude. Seems like they're really waffling on this.
Yeah, they're definitely dropping the ball a bit.
Yeah. I mean, like the first thing I saw was the cardboard beds.
Yeah,
and
so those have been around since I think the Tokyo Olympics. They
were they shitty then too?
They've consistently been complaining about them.
Yeah.
And I mean, the idea behind it is cool, like the bed frames being cardboard. If it's strong enough, who cares? It's the frame. It just has to hold a mattress off the ground. Cool. But the mattress is supposed to be like 3 individual pieces that you can have like different firmnesses, so you can really like adjust it. And each side is a different firmness. The problem is that just kind of sucks. Like it's a great idea, horrible execution.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen pictures of the mattress, but it looks like a fucking like Scotch-Brite pad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or a lot of people have been saying like we've got the best athletes in the world and they're sleeping on scrub daddies.
Scrub daddies. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a little scrub daddy sponge. Yeah, and I would agree. I would say I didn't know that they had done that in Tokyo, but it makes sense. Any like small
Yeah,
city
this
like
is
that,
the
like they can't.
the third Olympics that have used those beds.
Yeah, which I mean, and again, that makes sense. And like maybe these Olympic coaches and these teams and these athletes, maybe like some of them should have kind of expected this, considering that this is a
pattern.
repeat of history. Yeah, but if it was just voiced at the beginning to be like, hey, look, like this is the condition of the mattress. Here's like an email. Just send out a mass email, to everyone, and just being like, or a post on like social media to say like, this is the condition of the beds that we are providing. Like, if this is not adequate for your athletes, like please make accommodations.
Well, yeah,
like,
I think
bring
the,
a mattress topper.
Yeah, the
Bring,
Australian
like,
team brought mattress toppers.
Yeah. But again, like all of that was like afterwards,
I
and
think
so like
so.
now you have to scramble through a city that you've never been to and fucking try to find a mattress topper in France.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
But that's not the only issue. To be green and sustainable, they're like, we're not providing air conditioning.
Yeah. So like that's tough.
And I mean, I get it. It's France, like it's Europe. A lot of them don't have AC because it doesn't get as hot there as it does here.
Yeah.
But these are people these are world-class athletes who have been training their entire lives for this event. They need to be in peak condition. They should have every amenity possible to facilitate them being in the best condition they can possibly be in.
Yeah.
So,
And some say that sleep is important.
I've heard
some scientists have.
the jury's still out, but some studies have shown that sleep might play a role in how you do athletically
Yeah.
in a competition.
Yeah. But on a serious note, like just as far as like recovery, like it's big, man.
Like, let's say you
the
do
mattress alone.
you do a triathlon or something, you come home and it's like 78 degrees. Like that's not super, super hot.
Yeah.
Although Britain would disagree. But I want to be in the air conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I guess so people obviously were bringing their own air conditioning units. And so like what does that do? Like I mean,
what's funny is, well, you and me work in the industry, so we know this. Those portable units, because of the fact that the evaporator and the condenser are both in the unit inside, and then they have, a duct to take the hot air out, but
it's
there's
just
still
a really cold fan.
there's still inefficiencies there. Like it's less efficient to use these portable units than it would have been to have like a wall unit or a window unit mounted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there goes all your green initiative right out the window. If every team's bringing their own AC, it's literally worse than if you had just provided AC.
Yeah.
But they're also dealing with food shortages or undercooked food, like not well prepared. England is bringing in their own chefs.
Yeah, so that's that. I did hear that they're bringing in chefs, which that's I mean. So again, like I mean,
the food's bad if England's complaining about it.
Yeah, I don't know what
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast. Damn, beans on toast. Yeah, I and so that's I guess it's always hard to tell, but because all of this looks like to me is that like it's not a green initiative, and this is really like a saving of money initiative. Like, how does that
kind of
work?
what it feels like, that and just poor planning.
Yeah. So, like, if we decided to host an Olympics, like, what does that mean? Does that mean we foot the bill for this whole thing, and the Olympic teams just show
The Olympic
up?
Committee would organize this, and they would be paying, I think, for
So the
accommodations
Olympics
and all
is
that.
paying. So
Yes.
this wouldn't be France being cheap. This would be like the Olympics cheaping out.
I think I don't know exactly how it works. I'd have to imagine
a
that there's
goog.
some sort of what the fuck would you even Google for that? Oops.
I would
Who
go.
pays for the Olympics?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The Plympics.
Yep, the Olympics games. Yeah, because I would imagine, it seems like it would be one of those things that they kind of co-pay, or the Olympic, because the Olympics gets a lot of donations and stuff like that. So, what is the OI or IOC?
The International Olympic Committee. So yeah, they're the ones paying for everything.
Contribute a large part of the finances needed to stage Olympic Games.
This is how much they've paid. So Tokyo 2020, they paid 1.7 billion. Beijing 2022, 880 million. So round about 1 to 2 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it. It's in LA. Oh no.
Yeah.
2028. That's going to be embarrassing for our country.
No, dude, you clean up when you got company coming over. You know this.
I was just talking about that with my dad.
You got company coming over, you clean up the house a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, when
trust-
Gavin Newsom said that shit, that's fucking wild, dude.
I don't trust the organization of anyone in LA to run something like this smoothly.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, they cleaned the shit out of them streets for that economic conference. Look, when China's coming, you clean up, don't you? Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, and he just like gets away with saying that, and people are still like, "Man, he wouldn't have made a good president. They should have made him the DNC."
California's a fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of DNC, brother, Biden's out.
Yeah, it's Jover.
Jover.
It's so Jover.
It's so Jover. What's your hot take on that?
So you know how just the last episode were like the assassination.
Ooh, wait, I'm going to cut
attempt?
you off because I'm pretty sure that I predicted this in one of the episodes. I'm almost positive that I predicted this.
That's not a hard prediction to make.
No, but everybody said that I was wrong and that it would be too late in May for them to pull out. But he pulled out. Well, I guess it was July.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah,
Not too far off. I thought it was going to be May. I'll have to go back and look. I'm sorry.
But
hot take.
Yeah, so last episode we said like with the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, like that's the kick in the pants. Like his base needs to basically hand him the presidency. This is another major shakeup.
Yeah.
So I think that drastically shifts the balance. I don't know who's going to win. I don't think Kamala's.
What, did you just fall out of a coconut tree? It's going to be Kamala.
I don't think Kamala's
What are you, just falling out of coconut trees? What are you,
a
crazy?
better candidate than Joe, but for completely different reasons.
Well, what
Actually,
has...
maybe even not completely different reasons. Half the time she sounds like she's drunk and rambling.
Well, that's because you don't really understand what has been and what has already been.
And what can be unburdened.
And what can be unburdened by what has already been, Adrian.
Oh, my God.
Maybe if you could unburden from what has already been.
The stereotype
and be
of
Ben.
The left and Democrats just vomiting word salad while saying nothing is exemplified by her.
The problem is that she just keeps doing it. Like, look, I get it. Like, you got to word vomit sometimes, and you just, like, she, like, threw something out. But then, like, when she, like, doubled down
You know
on
what
it.
it reminds me of? A slightly more coherent version of the speeches at, like, Miss America or, Miss Universe pageants where they have to, like, give a speech.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Have you watched those? They're painful.
I have not, but this also reminds me of Melania Trump just plagiarized Michelle Obama's entire speech.
Yeah, that's not a good look. And that right there is a valid criticism of her. But the people who are criticizing like how she talks, it's like you realize she speaks like 5 languages, right?
I know. But like, I know, but it's that's another one that's like that's so crazy to be like, I know what I'll do.
Yeah, not just like a speech, but a former first lady's speech.
Yeah,
that's also.
Yeah, she could have plagiarized like literally anybody else, like aside from like the leaving first lady.
Yeah,
like that's crazy, dude. Like, I mean, I guess she was like, well, it worked once, right?
But
bro,
yeah,
it's so crazy.
I don't know. I think it's going to be tight. It's definitely going to be a close one.
It's always tight. Because we literally, I mean, we say it all the time, but like politically, I think we're down the middle.
It's not
the whole world is.
It's not tight. Joe Biden got the most votes of any candidate ever.
Oh, right, of course, yes, yeah, ever.
ever.
Absolutely ever in all of history.
Crazy surge at 3 a.m.
Yeah, wild surge. Yeah, no, I'm interested. Yeah, and I would say like anybody. I mean, I don't know what it is, like, dude. Because
I know
because like
exactly
the
what
whole
it is.
mail-in thing, you know, too, is that like I don't know, like I
Oh,
feel
you're
like
talking about that aspect.
yeah, just because like anybody who's gonna go vote, like you should. I get there's difficulties where like mail-ins have to be a thing, and I think they've gone on for a long time. But I would say that like
This mass
from all the
mail-in.
criticism, you know, no matter what side you decide to, or who I should say, because there is a third party. But no matter who, I mean, I would say with all this criticism, like no matter what side, you know, you stand on, just be undeniable and like don't mail it in if you don't have to, you know, just because like, you know, because it's like, because imagine like somebody like accused you of cheating and then they're like, oh, but it's because of this. And it's like, and then like when they go to do it again, you did it the same way. They're like, well, see, he did it that. It's like, well, be undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, look, we had a fraction of the mail-in ballots that we had last time, and we still won. So, undeniable.
Well, now we're not in the midst of COVID, so.
Yeah, so maybe that will change. But I have a feeling, you know, just like everything in life, when life gets a little bit easier, because like, look, if there was nothing, if none of that, like the accusations of anything happened with those mail-in ballots, I'd think about it. I would think about mailing in my ballot because I would be like, I don't know, I don't fucking feel like going there. It's very confusing. I get to do it in like a quiet, you know, cool, you know, calm environment where I get to like look at all of my candidates and like really think about what I'm doing and like kind of, you know,
Yeah.
maybe, you know.
I mean,
But I don't recommend it. I'm not recommending it because clearly, like, you know, now you think about it, and I've always kind of joked about this. It's amazing how well the mail works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like postal. I mean, that's like worked quite well for a long time, and it seems to be like a very simplistic system of just mail goes into a box, and then from one truck to the next truck to here to there, the little pieces of paper. I lose pieces of paper all of the time.
oh, they lose
And-
mail all the time.
Well,
You know
I
they
mean,
do.
but
But they
I'm
move
sure.
such a massive amount that,
It's a game of odds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a matter of odds. Yeah. Fair.
but so much just like weird shit happened with that last election.
Yeah.
Like we all saw the charts of like the numbers, and right there at like 3 a.m., Joe Biden's numbers just go dink,
Yeah.
and like
It's the mail
yeah,
in ballots.
weird
man.
shit happening during an election isn't something that I'm going to say immediately points to cheating.
Fuckery.
Like, you know, weird shit can happen. Statistically, weird shit's guaranteed to happen.
Yeah.
But when every weird thing that happens benefits one person is where it got, you know, starts to get a little
Yeah.
concerning.
Yeah. And like, I guess, you know, I mean, it seems like a decent excuse to be like, well, it was the mail in ballots, and like those took a different, there's a
More
longer
people who
process.
voted for Biden used mail-in ballots. That's why when the mail-in ballots got tallied, Biden's numbers jumped.
Yeah, because I think that the excuse, I don't know how it works,
But
but
that was the explanation.
right. But like just to go a little further is that like, you know, those mail-in ballots don't work like the same as like one of those electronic, what do they call them? The scanner things.
The Scantron.
Scantron, yes, Scantron. So like when those Scantron things go through, like that happens quite quickly. I would say like probably like
Well, there was also the
automatic
whole
because like as soon as you do it, you've like scanned it into an electronic database.
yeah, there was also the that whole what was it? Dominion, I think, was the company that made like the voting machines, the electronic voting
Oh,
machines.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, you know, they were hacked and they were doing this, or you know, they were programmed to switch votes to Biden and blah blah blah. Like, there is so much fuckery going around.
Yeah.
That last election. Like, you're right. We need an airtight process
Yeah.
that leaves little room for tampering and for the accusation of tampering to even
Right.
exist. And, you know, some people were saying, like, oh, well, you know, we need to have it counted by people and not machines because machines can be hacked. And I'm just like, and people can be pissed and switch votes. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Or
There is no easy way to do it.
No, definitely not. Yeah, and like, you know, even if it like you're saying, if it was like if it's people. Like, people are the most corrupt. Like, I don't necessarily trust people either.
Why do you think those machines are corrupt? Because corrupt people corrupted them. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I don't think we're ever going to get to that. We're never going to have like some like, system. We
and
all
I'm not
can
a big
agree
fan
on
of
or-
mail-in ballots because it's very easy to commit fraud with them.
Yeah,
It's super easy. Like, I get mail in my apartment from previous tenants all the time.
yeah,
You know, what do I do if I get a ballot for, you know, my previous 2 tenants? I can fill them in for whoever I want
Right.
and mail them out, and no one would know.
yeah,
It's very illegal, but
yeah. And then what would happen? Like, could you do a mail-in ballot and then go in and do an electronic voting, like at a polling station? Like,
I don't
would they
know.
know that like you've already voted?
I guess that would depend on the speed of the post office.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, because
Yeah, how would they know?
yeah, right. How would they know? I mean, is there something where it's like your name gets checked off and you, because like
Further down the line when they're tallying the votes, they see that you voted twice and then just...
yeah,
know,
because
pick
like what if
one?
you just kept getting back in line?
Well, no. They check your name off when you go to a poll, like when you physically go to a
Oh,
poll.
that's right. You can only go to certain polls because like your name is associated with that poll.
But again, they
Yeah.
don't ask for ID,
Yeah.
which, again, like, I know that's a controversial topic, but no, I 100% believe that we need voter ID laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, just... have you seen that video where, like, the guy goes into, like, you know, New York or something, and he's in, you know, a predominantly black area, and he's like, do you have an ID? Yeah. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't I? You can't
Yeah.
do nothing without an ID.
Right. Yeah. So like how it would
And
be
then-
racist to have an ID is crazy.
And then, you know, the super, like, the college kids are just like, oh, well, you know, black people usually, you know, they might not be able to get it because, you know, it requires going to the DMV or the internet, and, you know, they might not, they can't do that. It's like, how
yeah, that's more
how
racist.
is that not racist?
Yeah, yeah. What you guys just did was more racist than us just
See what you're
suggesting
doing there?
that people actually have identification to
See
identify.
what you're doing there?
Yeah.
That's called racism.
Yeah. And then the which is again, all this is like kind of old news now, but like, you know, with the whole, you know, the vid passports, you know, like
The
that wasn't COVID.
Oh, COVID. I thought you were talking about, like, video passports. Like,
No.
what the- what?
Yeah, I was trying to not say the word COVID. It was like it's one of those hot topic. But yeah, so when those when, you know, when it was the idea of it having COVID passports, making that it was like mandatory for anybody to do anything, just like it would be to do anything with an ID. And that wasn't racist. That was like no, we all have to. Doesn't this all make sense? You know, don't be an idiot. Get your COVID vaccine and get your passport. That way we can go back to.
I think I lost mine.
Yeah,
That thing's long gone.
yeah. I still have mine, but still,
Yeah.
But like that. But that's just that. What you're talking about is just your card. You never got a COVID-19 passport, did you?
Well, no, I got the
Because I
little
don't think
thing
that even existed.
No, but that's what they were calling the card that showed you got a
no,
vaccine
no,
and
no,
a
no,
booster.
no. So that's just
No,
having.
that's what people were calling that, though.
I mean, they're confused because what I'm actually talking about is that they were trying to like register people with their
yeah.
COVID-19 because like a little piece of paper that says that somebody with pen like in the middle of the afternoon after doing this a million times like scribbled my name down and put a checkbox against like which vaccine I got.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's not.
Moderna and
Yeah, I mean,
Pfizer.
Yeah, because like to be honest, like you know, that's a piece of paper that is like non-distinguishable from any other piece of paper
Yeah, I
that
could
you could
print one off.
Xerox and print and write
I can
your
make
name
it in
into.
Excel.
Yeah, you could make it in the
Microsoft
third
Word.
grade. Adrian is the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, so what they were suggesting, trying to make a thing, were these like COVID passport things. Essentially like COVID IDs. They just didn't want to say IDs, but they just
No,
needed
because IDs
these.
are racist.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm glad that you're on the same page. Yeah. So, but again, like they were like, yeah, everybody needs one, and then, but like people who were also saying that like forcing people to have IDs was racist were also saying, hey, get a COVID passport.
It's
like,
easy. Come on.
yeah, it's the same thing as an ID, man. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, I mean, nothing makes
And,
sense
you know,
in
if,
upside
if
down
you want
world.
to compromise, like if you want to actually have like a meaningful compromise here, make state IDs free.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of plastic with
How
your
much?
information
How much
on
does it cost?
Depends on the state. I've heard anywhere from as cheap as like $15 to as expensive as like 50 something.
Brother.
Look, if
I mean,
you
50,
are, if
50
you're
bucks,
living,
$50 sounds steep, but like
if you're
clearly
living below the poverty
$50
line, $50 is a lot of money.
Okay, but
So my
50
compromise would be make them free.
So, but I'm making the assumption the $50 mark, I'm sure, is for a place like California, where like,
I think it was like Arizona or something.
which is probably also still an expensive place to live.
Not really.
Give it a Google.
It might not be Arizona, but I remember.
Because like again, like for it to be $15 in one place and then 50 in the next, that just sounds like simple cost of living.
Where is this? Pennsylvania, an identification card is $41.50.
So let's just go for Arizona, just because.
$12. So Arizona's the cheap one.
Son of a bitch. So unless it's expensive to live in Pennsylvania, which I do concur, try California.
It's cheaper than here.
What the fuck? Nothing makes sense in upside down world. All right, so you're very right. Bam, bam.
That's the alarm that it's almost time for work.
Nice. Yeah, so that doesn't really make sense though. Like why there would be a difference between time. Like I don't understand how there would be like a. I don't know what justifies there being a higher registration fee or like a ID fee.
Because it's up to the states and they charge what they want.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that
so the $50 state was here.
Yeah. Yeah, literally like almost half the price
In California.
in California than in Pennsylvania.
But yeah, so my compromise is if we get our voter ID laws, then
Yeah, make that fucking shit
well,
free.
a federal ID is free,
Yeah.
one that proves your citizenship.
Yeah. Yeah, and clearly like if the prices are different, like and there's no clear of like why other than the fact that they just want to charge more, like that's even more of the like reason to say no, you guys can't just like charge more money because clearly there's no basis off which you guys
know
are
what's funny?
pricing all this stuff.
Our ID is so expensive, and it's not even a real ID.
Why?
No, the real ID.
What do you mean?
So the real ID is a standard that is more secure than like
Oh,
what it was before. Like when you renew your license, you have the option to like get a real ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I don't have one because I have a passport, which serves the same purpose.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I've heard of that too, where somebody told me that they were like traveling across like to another country and they had like one of those instead of having a passport, and I was like, oh, so I didn't know. I guess it was like a federal
it doesn't,
ID, right?
Yeah, it doesn't serve a purpose for as a passport necessarily, but like I think like if you're doing like if you're doing domestic flights, you don't need a passport, but you do need at least a real ID. If you don't have a real ID, a passport serves the same purpose because to get a passport you need to I can't fucking talk right now. You need to prove citizenship to a certain like level. So you need to have like your birth certificate.
Wait, what do you mean?
Social
Like a
Security number.
domestic flight? So you mean like
Like if
going-
you wanted to fly to Florida.
Yeah, you don't need a passport for that.
No, you don't. But I think you need a real ID now. They keep pushing the requirements like back. Like there are
Damn, I haven't heard that.
I forget what exactly it is, like the specific examples, but like there are certain things that if you want to do that, you need a real ID or a passport. And they keep pushing that requirement back because people take forever to adopt the real ID. PA is one of the states dragging their feet. Like other states, I think like even Delaware.
It sounds like it would be like leaving the country. It's like if they're like if it's the same
because
as-
leaving the country requires a full-on passport. Period.
Okay. Well, either way, weird.
Yeah, but they, like I said, they keep pushing the requirements back because some states are dragging their feet. PA is one of them, but like I think Delaware if you get a license or an ID from Delaware, it's a real ID. Because in order to apply for it, you need to bring like your birth certificate, social security card, like a piece of mail that's got your address or something like that. I forget what the requirements are.
Yeah.
But you need to like bring so many proofs of citizenship and residence to get a real ID. It's supposed to be more secure.
Yeah.
But PA's dragging their feet. They're like, oh, you can get the regular ID or you can get a real ID if you want. You don't have to. And then the rest of the country's like, no, we were trying to standardize this. Stop making it an option.
Yeah.
And, you know, PA's not the only state dragging their feet, but it's one of them.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I've not heard that. Yeah, we also so just kind of transitioning with the new stuff going on since we've sat down, dude. Fucking power outages. Yeah. Pain in the ass. We had a little bit of weather out here. Lost power for a few days, so I had some fun gassing up the old generator and running the house for a couple days, which was, you know, not fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, and classic, you know, working and then service calls, and then power goes out in the middle of service calls. It's not I mean, fucking tripping on gas cans in this house, and not a single one was full of gas. Pain in the ass, dude. But huge complaint. But I'm glad that I still have the generator. But
Yeah, that was able to not power the whole house, like everything in the house, but
yeah, I mean, pretty much everything. The only thing that our generator doesn't do is the heat, because the electric reheats.
yeah, because
But-
Wes has a generator for his house, and he's kind of in the same area as you, so he lost power for several days.
I bet. Yeah.
And I think his generator, he was like, yeah, I'm only using it to run like the refrigerator, and I think he was like turning his hot water heater on and off when he needed it.
Oh yeah. So like for us, that hot water will not work because it's the same thing. It's too much current with it being electric. So I mean, if we had gas, we could run everything and it'd be totally fine. But yeah, refrigerator, mini fridge, I'm running everything. AC works. Yeah.
You were able to run your AC on your generator?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Nice and cool in here. It was nice. And because, you know, the big push for us getting the generator was like, because at first I was like, you know, the power went out, not a big deal. And then it was like, oh, wait, we can't flush the toilet.
Yeah, because you have well water.
Yeah.
That's right.
And also, you know, not even just the well water itself, because you could always like fill the tank back up with like water that like bottles, or like you had jugs, or
Yeah, but you don't have any water pressure.
Well, right. So water pressure itself would be an issue, but also like the septic system, you know, it's got like grinder pumps and stuff in it. So yeah, so I was like, damn, this is a real problem. You know, I was like, this is bad. So
Well, you know, while you may have suffered, I suffered as well. I lost power for like 4 hours,
damn.
and
Oh,
it
no.
was night, so it was dark.
Oh no. I know.
I had this little kerosene lantern that I bought from Walmart years ago, just for, you know, if we lost power, so we'd have light that wasn't like battery or electric.
Bro, and would you just like have a jug of kerosene?
little bottle I keep under the sink.
Yeah.
And yeah, power went out, and I just walked over to the shelf, grabbed the kerosene lantern, dusted it off, lit her up. She still had kerosene in it. And me and Fluff were just sitting in the living room watching the campfire.
It is crazy, like when the power goes out, like just how much you don't realize how much having electricity really does for
Spoiled.
life. Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
spoiled.
Yeah. And then, you know, like for us, like, you know, there's no service out here, so like
Oh,
you know,
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi goes down, I'm in a black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of these little guys just sitting on my living room table.
Nice. You know, little boop. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Same color and everything, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so when the power goes out, man, it's you know, it's a nice little culture shock, because like the same thing where, like, you know, you can't really play with your phone. It's not like, you know, there's no TVs, like Yeah, you kind of slow down a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
you
and
kind of
you had
really
to-
realize what's
Well, no,
good.
because you had your generator, so your Wi-Fi still worked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I was totally fine. But you fucks no.
Yeah, I had 4 hours of Return to Monkey.
Yeah. What'd you do with your time?
Me and Fluff just sat in the living room and did this thing that they used to do long ago, where you just sit and you talk.
Nice.
Yeah. Without being able to pull up things on the internet to talk about.
Oh yeah. You guys didn't have a microphone to talk into?
No,
That's lame.
I was holding a soda bottle, pretending.
Yeah. Just like a mock podcast room. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you should keep like a deck of Uno cards just taped to that lantern. Dude,
You know, we do have Cards Against Humanity. We could have done that.
Yeah.
But that's not fun with just 2 people. You need more than 2 people to play that.
Cards Against Humanity for sure, but you know what is fun? Uno with 2 people. It gets interesting. So Holly and I just sat out by the fire over the weekend. We were out there forever. Same thing, just kind of talking, and then just this like random idea to be like, oh hey, like let's grab. You know, like she's like, well, I'm gonna grab an Uno. So
Man, you're getting old.
how dare you? How dare you? That was fun, man. It was like, you know, arguably way funner than like being on your phone or like even watching TV. That was like, and well, to be fair, we didn't have much to watch on TV. There's nothing really had sparked us, and like we kind of knew that from the last weekend. We were really struggling to find something we wanted to watch, so we're like, oh, let's just do a fire. It's kind of nice out.
You've reached
you know,
the end of the internet already. There's nothing left for you here.
Yeah, nothing left here for me now. I'll be on my own. But yeah, just kind of kicked it outside, and you know, we're just having a good time, hanging out with dogs and stuff. But yeah, then like playing Uno, I don't think I'd ever played Uno with just 2 people, but it got interesting. So as you can kind of assume from like the colors and the numbers matching. And then how many cards you can hold and how many cards you end up getting. Like, you end up getting, like, the whole deck of, like, you have, like, all of the yellows and, like, all of the blues. Like, and then the other person's got greens, and you're like, what? How? This will never work. Like, I don't have, because, like, usually, like, that's all split up a bunch, you know, amongst a bunch of people, and everybody kind of has, like, their, you know, they're going in turns. I don't know if I necessarily need to explain Uno to you.
No, I know how it works.
Yeah, are you sure? I can keep going.
Do you have house rules?
You know, we didn't really, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that comes to mind where we were like saying we had like decided to change the rules at all. But the point is that, you know, when you count down to the like not having a card to pick, we had to just reshuffle the upside, you know, and reshuffle the deck.
I think that's just normal rules.
Yeah, it seemed to be. But that was the only thing that we were like, is that what we're supposed to do? And we just did anyways. What else would we do? We have no cards to put down. So, yeah, so then eventually we hit that point where we're like, it started getting spicy. And like now it's working again. You know,
Now
like,
the
it went through
relationship's on the line.
Yeah, it went through this whole cycle. And no, but it was so much fun. And I know you're gonna ask. I did win, so yeah. What's up?
Stay winning.
Yeah. So come at me if you're playing Uno.
Oh my
You
god,
know-
this is a completely sideways tangent, but that just reminded me of this video I saw on Instagram, and it was about the winner of Miss Maryland 2024. See, I don't know if it's the first for any of like the state beauty pageants or just the first for Maryland, but Miss Maryland 2024 used to be Mr. Maryland.
Oh, that's cool.
And the guy that uploaded this video was like, men stay winning over women. We joined the beauty pageant and we won.
Yep, this is another W for a fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that realization's been happening more and more often with more of our woke culture.
That men are better than women in every way at everything.
Easy. I mean, you're putting words in my mouth now, and I didn't go as far as to that. But
The boys stay winning.
yeah, the boys do. Yeah. Yeah, but that realization has happened, I feel like, for a few people that are on the woke side of the world, and just in the sense that like they're like, hey, like we're taking like a man who as a society have been blamed for getting a lot of things handed to them, and then transitioning to a woman and then doing the same thing, where they're now everything's kind of being handed. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, guys. Like the ladies were supposed to be pumped up here, and like now we're pumping up ladies, but really they're dudes. And it's like, I don't know.
Was it?
I'm just saying, some of the ladies aren't so happy.
Yeah.
with
Was
this
it
either.
Caitlyn Jenner that won Woman of the Year? Not Time, but like Woman of the Year or something.
Yeah, but not only did she win Woman of the Year, it was like not even a year of her being a woman.
That was what I
It
trying to
was
get
like,
at. Someone was like, yeah, didn't a man win Woman of the Year his first year being a woman?
yeah, it's like, yeah, dude.
Men stay winning.
Yeah, dudes crush being women.
Dudes out here crushing being women.
Yeah. So this is Miss
Maryland,
Maryland.
2024.
Interesting.
Dudes stay winning.
Dudes stay winning. Very interesting. This reminds me, segueing also back to the Olympics.
The Paris Olympics. The
the,
opening ceremony, perchance?
Oh, we will get to that, but I just want to add this little snippet. So power walking is in the Olympics, and so it's been in the Olympics for quite some time. But I'll never understand that sport of like walking, literally on the heels of running. Like they're so close to running, dude. Like it doesn't make sense. Like just get yourself a video. Just
It's
go
called
right to-
race walking.
Oh my god. Did I just misname the Olympic sport?
Yeah, and
Race walking.
is
Whatever.
race
Just-
walking in 2024?
Yeah, of course, dude.
It's August 1st.
Dude, it's
Tune in.
Don't tune in. Don't listen to Adrian. Do not tune in.
Do not come. Do not come. I'm gonna come.
Yeah. So my point with this, what I was getting at, is that like,
Dude, look at them go.
dude, yeah,
Smooth operator.
yeah. So my, I'll just throw that up there. So my
Careful, don't
point.
put that on there for too long. We'll get copyright strikes.
Well, here you go. And now it's gone. So, yeah. So if you're listening and you don't already know what race walking is, or just power walking, guys that are like, and gals walking as fast as possible, which really look like they're like not quite jogging, definitely not running.
Looks
but
like they're trying not to shit themselves.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying not to shit themselves, and they're like on the way to the toilet. But enough of me.
You just have to shit on something every episode. Hobby
Yeah.
horse racing.
Enough of, I mean,
Did this
eno-
guy win?
Look, no. They're telling him to slow down.
Is he disqualified? Did he run?
No. He's leaving the walking, and they're just like, "Hey, slow down."
No, that looked like a disqualification, bro.
No.
I think
No,
he had
no.
2 feet leave the ground.
No, it's not disqualified. They're like, "Hey, you gotta slow down." Look at all these people just making sure that they don't run. All right, so my whole point to this is that there are too many of these. I think this is like qualifying or something, isn't it? Oh, highlights. There's too many of these where these people are like speed walking, and like they get right to the finish line and they're like, yeah, and then they're just some asshole is like speed walking next to them still, and they're just like, and they get past speed walking. I'm like, bro, like all you gotta do is speed walk. Like I get it. Like if you're running, dude, if you're running and you're like, fuck, it's right there. You're like, you just start shutting down. You're like your body's just like, yo, you're tired.
I don't know. That guy looks pretty winded.
Yeah, these are all the people who couldn't run.
Oh man.
Well, anyways, that was my point. Is they just it seems so dumb. It seems so silly. And then I just love all of these highlights of people that are like, they get so close and just some asshole speed walking next to them. Like, oh my god. But yeah, no, people do get they just get warnings. They're like, oh, hey, you're walking too fast, and they'll just give them warnings. They just gotta slow back down.
Are you sure that that's what that is? Like, you're absolutely sure?
Well, I'm actually not as familiar with the sport as maybe I. So why don't you just go disqualified? Just watch a player.
Oh,
get
if you jog, you
disqualified.
get disqualified. Yeah, I think he might have jogged. He might have accidentally jogged.
But that seems so dumb.
No, that's the
It's like-
whole point. That's the delineation between walking and running.
Isn't that dumb?
Oh, very.
Yeah, that's my
But
point.
that's how you get disqualified.
Right. No. No, I'm fine with them being disqualified. I'm not fine with this even being a thing.
Yeah, he's disqualified.
Yeah.
That wasn't too fast. He jogged. Both his feet left the ground at some point.
It's so dumb.
No, I'm into this.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
The technique is astounding. Such
I mean,
a
dude,
fine
like,
line to
Not
walk.
Not everything that's hard has to be a sport. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to make everything that's hard a sport. You know, can't we just keep the thing like, couldn't there? I don't know, dude. It just seems silly for there to be a sport with somebody like not going 100%.
Oh, he's going 100%. He's walking 100%.
No, dude. No. Like, you can run. Like,
No, you can't. That's the point.
okay, but like, if there was a bear behind him, he would be running.
He'd be walking away so fast.
No. You would be the
It's
point
not
is
just
he can,
about outright speed, Keith. It's about discipline.
Okay. Adrian standing on business. Check. Got it. Well, I'll stop shitting on your sport. I'll leave you alone.
I'll speed walk you again right now. Let's go.
Yeah, and then I bet that
When
these
we get to work today, we're speed walking down the hall. Most awkward sport in the world, most pathetic sport ever. This is not a sport.
Yeah. I mean, clearly they're gonna get a lot of hate, but like, I mean, imagine like the toboggan races, like the Winter Olympics, bobsled,
And,
yeah.
and
like,
what's the other one called?
And but just imagine that
Skeleton?
they could only like do like 4 miles an hour instead of like the 60 that they can do, and like the entire time they had to be on the brakes, and like it's like who can maintain 4 miles? Like, yeah, that would be really difficult to do.
We have something like
going
that
down.
in racing. It's bracket racing.
Yeah, which I also disagree with. I'm not a huge fan of bracket racing, you know, especially when it comes to drag strips. When they do that stuff,
why I don't
hate that.
understand why more people don't just like race completely stock cars that are like well undertuned. Those are the most consistent cars ever. You
Yeah.
dial in. Yeah, my car runs a 16.4
Yeah.
every time, and then you run a 16.4.
Yeah, like I don't know, like just to me that it doesn't. I don't like it. I don't like it. Personal preference, personal endorsement. I don't like it. Don't like it. Anyway, what else is on the topic sheet? I mean, unless you want to talk about the Olympics weird opening. What do you got on that?
I'll
What's the hot take?
lightning round this real quick. So, yeah, we'll just say that it was very inclusive and very progressive, and it pissed a lot of people off. Now, the
Shocker.
The criticism was, just some highlights here. The criticism was it was mocking, the Last Supper of, Christ and his disciples and all that. But
mockery is the most.
that's imitation.
Or is it imitation?
Imitation
is
is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah. So you know this.
Yes,
So-
I am familiar.
You're familiar.
But
Why were the people so upset about?
Anywho,
Some might say that was the most flattering thing they could have done.
no, that's mockery, not imitation. But
But who's deciding if it's mockery or if it's imitation?
the blue person that's completely naked on the plate in the middle of the table might be a good indicator.
Blue was a
Anyway,
that was a
but
choice.
I'm about to explain all of this.
All right.
So,
go off. King.
the Christian crowd is understandably upset. However, the organizers and the people who directed this opening say it is not the Last Supper. It is actually the feast of, I'm going to butcher his name, some like ancient Greek god Diogenes or something like that.
Okay.
That's probably not it. I should really look it up.
Take your word for it.
Feast of... Oh, yeah, that. However the fuck you pronounce that. Dionysus? I'm not on the up and up on my Greek pronunciation. But,
Dionysus? Dionysus?
But supposedly, it was more of that. And the blue guy right here is supposed to be... oh, God, I should really learn how to say the name. But the Dionysus guy himself, I think. I'm not super well versed in my Greek mythology either. But yeah, that is who they were supposedly portraying, not the Last Supper. But yeah, so take that how you will. Yeah. I really have no stake in any direction. I wasn't a fan of it just because I don't like the Technicolor aesthetic of, people with brightly colored hair and fully painted blue, and dresses and lipstick and beards just aren't my jam. But the other bit of a highlight.
So why was that guy blue?
I don't know.
What's the guy blue for? That's what I was going to say.
He's supposed to be a Greek god or something.
Yeah, but blue was a weird choice.
I don't know. Maybe the Greek god is blue. You're gonna have to ask the French. Yeah, he doesn't look very blue to me.
Doesn't look very blue to me.
Yeah, it was a choice, I guess. But the other thing that was really getting people
on a tiss.
Was really rustling some jimmies was...
Yeah, rustling some feathers.
This guy looks like his balls are showing.
I guess that does look like his balls are showing. You guys want to take a little look at that?
Right there. Now...
Guy on the left there.
Supposedly, that was just a hole in the stockings he was wearing in a very unfortunate spot. Which, if you look at it in that
So
way,
you're saying that his balls are actually out?
No, like he's wearing stockings, and that's just a tear right there. So you're seeing a lighter part is just his leg
His
skin.
very, very high inner thigh.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of friction there, to be fair.
Yeah, sure. Maybe this dude's working with a big hog. I think it's just he got a lot of pressure on that area.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, could have happened to anyone.
That's another one of those things that's like 50-50. Like, is it his balls hanging out and he's just letting them hang on live television that families are watching, or is it just an unfortunate tear in stockings? Although some people
Enhance.
I'd rather not.
Enhance.
But some people have very strong feelings about men wearing stockings. So
yeah, I don't know. It didn't bother me.
but yeah, so that is
I think the stockings were a nice touch. Good for you, sir.
That is a rapid fire of some of the highlights, if you want to call them that, of the Paris opening Olympics. Oh, and they hung the Olympic flag upside down when they raised it.
Yeah, so that seemed like a clear somebody just messed up. You know?
The incompetence.
I mean, look, there's a 50-50 shot. Give them a break.
I mean, it's not like they have a giant Olympic symbol on the Eiffel Tower to reference while they were putting the flag up.
Yeah, I mean, I hardly feel like that was something they did on purpose. They were like, no, of course it goes this way, and then somebody just raced to go put it on there and started running.
I don't even think it's that far. I think
up.
they just attached it.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, they just attached it. Didn't even.
But you're saying that you're like, hey, they have a reference right there. But what I'm saying is that it wasn't like someone was trying to decide. I think they just weren't paying attention.
Yeah,
and they just raised that flag upside down.
Which, again, I think points to how ill-prepared Paris seems to be to host the Olympics, despite the fact that these are announced literally years in advance.
Yeah.
We know Los Angeles is hosting it in 2028. That's 4 years from now.
Yeah. So they had some preparation.
They had time to prepare.
Yeah. I wonder if they do at all. I wonder how much preparation goes into this. Do you think they do like a mock rehearsal? Doubt it.
No, they did.
Oh, my God. Okay, so then
there's videos of they had an animatronic horse and a the knight on the horse was like a real person, but an animatronic horse float thing that was going through the river. And there are videos of it going through without like the actual like horse pieces attached to it, but just like the weird float thing that the guy was riding going up the river like the day before. And then the next during the actual Olympic thing, they have the whole thing all done up and lit up.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
So they
did it the
definitely
day before,
rehearsed.
and
Yeah,
they-
this thing right here.
Oh, very cool. Interesting.
But
Well, it seems like they've dropped the ball a couple times. How long are the Olympics going on? I mean, do they still have time to redeem themselves, do you think?
there's a closing ceremony, I guess. So we'll see how that goes.
Why don't we just go for Summer Olympics duration? Just kind of curious. Yeah, so I mean, I don't have much of a take. Was that the only thing that people were upset about? Was that opening thing because those people were blue and there was a lot of
Like I said, it was one of the most inclusive and progressive opening ceremonies. A lot of countries will like lean hard into their culture and heritage. Like the Chinese, like the Beijing Olympics opening had like 2008, because it was in the year 2008. I don't want to be racially insensitive and call them monks when they aren't.
dude,
but,
you're Asian. You're all in the clear here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But they had them down there playing like traditional Chinese drums, all synchronized and blah blah blah. Russia did when they hosted the Olympics in 2014. Yeah, they had a ballet thing because they're real well known for like the Black Swan and all that.
Yep.
And then France has Technicolor people and guys in tights and dresses.
So
and,
I guess
they did touch
Russia was
on
the last
some-
one. No.
Well, there's summer and winter Olympics, so it's
Right.
every 2 years there's an Olympics.
Yeah. So what?
The
what was
last Summer Olympics was Tokyo, I think, 2020.
What'd they do? What did Tokyo? Because all of these things are from a while ago, and you just named China and Russia, and like those two, they're very by the book people. We'll just say that. So I think that I would have to guess that Tokyo was as well, but a bit more traditional.
I mean, that kind of looks
That looks
traditional.
pretty sick.
They got like a whole little temple pagoda thing set up in the middle of the stadium.
Yeah.
The fact that I don't remember too much about it probably says nothing really went wrong.
Is there maybe a video?
I'm sure,
you like speed
but
through?
do you want to
Nope,
watch
just-
a whole ass video?
No, I don't want to watch a whole ass video, but I would like
You
to.
don't want to watch a
speed
4-hour
through.
video?
No, just speed through.
Hang on. Highlights, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Got some fireworks.
All right. So again, we don't want to like. Let's just just drag through. This dude is running on a treadmill though. All right, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, that's definitely
bring it all
something
together.
traditional.
Yeah.
And that's just
Okay, so I would say like
pretty standard fare.
standard
Drone light show.
Yep. Very cool. Well, here we go.
Yeah, there's blue people here, but they didn't catch any flag for it.
I know. What the hell?
Oh, did they hoist the flag correctly? Look, they got it open. Like, if that's how they brought the flag up in France, then they really
They
have no
would've-
excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it right.
Nice.
The torch.
Oh, how did they light the torch this year?
I know Snoop Dogg had a hand in it.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, Snoop Dogg's not French.
No, but he's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
He gets his hands
But
on
he-
like
he-
everything.
Well, fair.
He's got enterprises. Yeah, so nothing
Interesting.
crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but I would say
I feel like they were also a bit hampered by COVID.
Oh, fair. Okay, so let's go for 2018.
I don't know who did the 2018.
We gonna find out.
That would have been the Winter Olympics, I think.
They don't do summer and winter Olympics every year? Is it like an every other?
It's every 2.
So,
Well, it's every 2 years because it's summer and winter, summer and winter.
interesting.
Is that Pyongyang? Wait, so Pyeongchang. Is that South Korea? Yeah, South Korea hosted the 2018 Winter Olympics.
Let's see the ceremony. Now, I have to admit that I feel like I think we're going to find the same thing. I have a good feeling that no one else did anything even close to what France did. Wait, does that mean there's a 22?
Mm-hmm.
Who did 22?
I don't remember, but that would have been a Winter Olympics.
I mean, I guess, well, the reason being is that...
that's
well,
cool.
That is really cool. Oh, tiger?
Yeah, giant tiger thing. A phoenix or some sort of bird? I don't know Korean mythology. We got the countries coming out. Gangnam Style's playing.
Very interesting. All right, so like to kind of recap this, so France definitely went. France was definitely a little extra.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is like this is an international, competition.
Sure.
With countries from all, the whole point is to bring countries from all over the world over. So you got a lot of different cultures. I get the feeling that a lot of these host countries try to play it as inoffensive as possible. Because, some of these countries have much more traditional views.
That's my point. Yeah.
And if you're going to shove your Western progressiveness in their face, they're not going to like it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's why, I'm torturing you and I was just wondering, who all did these Olympics from, all these years. Because what I was interested in is that if there was anybody who was had done the Olympics that was also kind of on, the same playing field as, France. To where,
London hosted it in 2012?
Yeah, and how did they fare? But 2012 was the wrong year. It's 2012. I feel like nobody was going this crazy.
Yeah, 2012.
So who was 22?
That would have been the Winter Olympics, and that would have been held in
Beijing.
Oh, Beijing. I thought Beijing had it in 2008. They
Yeah.
did. So they got it twice? That's not hardly seems fair.
All right. So France got a hold of the torch and they did it. Let's all right, so just to put this finally to bed, I haven't actually seen the whole ceremony thing. I've just seen the snippets of France. I kind of want to see Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, there were
Lighting
some
the
good
torch.
parts of the French
so
opening ceremony. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, so would you say all in all it was a positive, but it was just a little bit weirder with the blue
I didn't
guy?
watch the whole thing. I've also just seen a bunch of highlights, but I've
Okay.
seen the good and the bad.
The good, the bad, and the blue.
So there's a heavy metal band from France called Gojira. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but they had a part. They were standing on castle walls, or not castle walls, but France has a lot of these old historic buildings, and
Yeah.
they're on the porches, balconies as the Olympic parades coming down the street, just jamming some heavy metal.
Yeah, so this was
Shit like that was cool.
Yeah, so it was, altogether it was sick.
Depends. If you watch it on TV, yes. If you were there in person, supposedly you paid a lot of money and didn't see a whole lot.
Oh. Who's the other guy?
The guy who passed to Snoop Dogg.
Oh. That's interesting. Yeah, so I mean, and now again, like, you know, I feel like, you know, being American, I kind of feel like we claim Snoop Dogg. It doesn't seem like really that. I mean, I'm happy for Snoop Dogg, and amongst all things, very proud.
I think that the torch ceremony thing, like, it's not just the host country is the one carrying the torch in.
It did in all the other ones. I mean,
No,
the ones that we just
I
saw, it looked pretty.
No, in the Korean one, I thought I saw a black chick have the torch at one point.
No,
Yes,
I don't think so.
I definitely saw it.
Well, you said you thought, and then whatever.
Well, only a Sith deals in absolutes, so. And I am not of the dark side. But yeah, so Snoop Dogg had the torch for a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
Snoop Dogg really beat the game and just be doing side quests now.
Damn. All right. Well, the Olympics is. I think that topic's pretty dead now.
And I think that's where we have to end this.
We yeah, we got not really. Let's look at that list real quick. Just want to see if we can like cover something else aside from
1969, they made no bad cars.
That's cool.
That's your note.
Yeah.
There, we covered that topic. They made no bad cars. Every car from 1969 is a gem.
Covered.
Keith will fight you on it.
Covered. You wanted to talk about expiration dates?
Oh yeah, well we can just end this with a quick little fun fact, I guess, huh?
Sure.
So, expiration dates, love them, hate them, they're everywhere. The only reason we have them is because of none other than Al Capone. He's the one who pushed for us to have expiration dates. His niece got sick drinking some spoiled milk, and he decided something had to be done about it. So I don't know exactly what he did, but he made it so that people who make food and sell food have to put expiration dates on it, so you know when the food goes bad.
Yeah, and presumably it just was something that just kind of caught on. So pretty interesting. But
So thank your local mobster.
yeah, and then I mean, I know that we're running short on time. The only other thing I wanted to talk about was like new cars. So I keep trying to make this. We try to make this not a car podcast, and like now I feel like I'm trying to like turn it back into a car podcast, and I don't think we're doing very good at doing that. But there was a couple things like new cars today. There's a lot of things that piss me off, and the number one thing is the fucking blower fan.
Well, that's Ford especially.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of cars where you like as soon as you turn them on, like the blower fan for the HVAC doesn't do shit for like a minute, and it's like please turn on. Like that's such an annoying thing, and because and it's not like that's just how fast it turns on. Because like once it's on and it's been on for like past this like sacrilegious minute, like you can just like fire that thing right up.
It's not like
and
it ramps
slow
up
down.
slow.
Exactly.
It
yeah.
just takes forever to decide to do fucking anything.
Yeah, like what could that fucking possibly be? And
What's
like,
the benefit of it? Is what I wanna
Right.
know.
Who wins?
Who programmed that delay in there? Because it's got to be a program delay. Either that or like whatever computer they use to run the HVAC controls
Yeah,
is like taking that long just to boot up.
that's true. I get that probably makes the most sense.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's where it makes no sense at all. The specific examples you're talking about is your work van
Yeah.
and the work truck that our company has.
Yeah.
They're both Fords.
Yeah.
They are both base model.
Yeah.
They do not have automatic climate control. They are, for all intents and purposes, manually controlled.
Yeah.
Why? If
What
it's-
computer?
if it's a computer boot up delay, what fucking computer is necessary for that?
Yeah.
You can get the dumbest computer. All it has to do is wake up and go, fan signal on, air conditioning signal on, blend door there.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. I don't know. It feels like it's happening like more and more often, but that's just something that's really been fucking grinding my gears.
It's
Whether it's
not
like
just
being like a
that,
million
though.
degrees outside. It's been like fucking turn the AC on.
Yeah.
Like it pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm like and this is based on a true story, borderline about to pass the fuck out because I am severely dehydrated and overheated.
Yeah.
I just need some relief.
Yeah.
Why am I sitting in this baking hot car, even with the door open? Like, it's still baking
Yeah.
fucking hot in there. And why is the fan not going?
Yeah.
Even if the AC hasn't gotten cold yet, just get the air fucking moving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if it's some delay with the compressor, or like if the heat was on, like fuck you, get the fan moving. Like I don't know, it makes me so mad. But I'm glad you agree.
Yeah, and it's not just the blower motor, is it? It's the transmission takes forever to respond.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, if we want to pick on my van, yes.
not your van specifically,
I
just
know.
period.
I'm just kidding.
You know, you hit the gas pedal and there's a palpable delay between, you know, your foot going down and the van or truck or car or what have you deciding to, you know, to deign to grace you with some throttle.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I need the gas now.
Yeah. Yeah, and some would give you flack or give you shit for being like, well, hey, Buster, slow down. It's like, no, dude. Like sometimes, like there are like absolutely imperative times where like you do need to just like get into traffic, go to cross traffic. You know,
It's not even just that. Like, it's when I'm driving and I'm following a car, and then the car ahead of me starts to speed up, and I'm just like trying to match pace. And I lay into the throttle, and then the car, doesn't hesitate, but there's a delay between, the guy in front of me starting to move, and then my throttle input being acknowledged by the car, and the car starting to accelerate. And then I got to deal with the transmission, just like, oh, I don't want to downshift yet.
Yeah, we don't think it's necessary.
And I'm on the gas, and because all these little delays have added up, I'm like rolling into the gas a bit more. Like I'm watching the car in front of me pull away. The cars behind me are seeing this gap open. They're thinking I'm just being an asshole.
Yeah,
and I'm like.
yeah,
And then because I've now pushed the gas so far, it drops 2 gears and I rocket forward, and
Yeah.
I look like an asshole.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
no, I just want to be able to keep up with traffic.
Yeah, it does sound like you're picking on my van.
No, I'm picking on my van.
No, yeah, no. I mean, my van is way worse.
Oh, yeah.
I never.
'Cause you've got 10 gears that I can pick between.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I
I've only
also
got
like. I mean,
5.
I had your van, like an identical one, and
Yeah.
I never had the issues that like you're talking about. Like I have them now. I mean, if you,
I think
you always have.
might
you
have
always,
gotten used to. Because here's the thing:
I mean, sure,
you're
and,
driving
like,
that car, you're gonna. Well, you're not gonna notice that because you don't have the Nissan van anymore. But if you had been driving that car, like I've been driving my Buick or all of my cars from the 90s and 80s, it's a mechanical throttle.
Yeah. So it's far more
I
responsive.
am so used to having that instantaneous, does what I say.
Yeah.
That any electronic throttle, I can pick it up immediately.
Yeah.
It sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Your Nissan van did it. Trust me, it did it.
Yeah, but like it's not to the it's
not to the extent.
It's not to the extent where like I certainly coped with it, and I think that like every car has like that little bit of an adjustment you have to get used to. I know that what you're saying is bad on it. I'm just saying that it's like
Now, in the
it's
Nissan
crippling. It's
yeah,
crippling.
The Nissan
in
vans
the new
are not
vans.
nearly as bad.
Yeah.
Like it's even the F250.
Yeah.
Because one, they have less gears, so they just have less opportunity to need to downshift anyways.
Yeah.
But when you have that many more gears, like especially, and now I'm picking on your van, that 10 speed, like it's
like-
got to sit there and figure out like, okay, he's giving me this much throttle, I'm under this much load. Am I on a hill? Maybe. Do I need to go down 1, 2, or 3 gears? Let's try 4.
Yeah. And like it also just like, a small complaint on my side is just that like it doesn't even have the power. Like so like even if it is in that like little like weird limbo stage where it's a little geared up too high, and it's like, dude, it doesn't do anything. Like you can't have that little of power and like be fucking around on like 10 or 8 gear and be like, it's like, no, man, like nothing happens in those 2 gears. Like in that whole, like anything past the 8th gear, like no input of throttle does anything, dude. Like it's ridiculous. It shouldn't
It
have
might
them.
stop you from losing speed a little slower.
I mean, on paper it has to, right? I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, and then your van also suffers from the issue of it's not a performance vehicle, so it doesn't breathe at the top of its RPM range.
Yeah.
So it drops 5 gears because it panics.
Yeah.
It realizes it's taking too long and just drops 5 gears, and now you're way up near red line and the van's still not accelerating.
Still not doing shit, man. I hate it. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Well,
I want
So pro
manual
tip-
work vans.
pro tip, don't buy anything new if you're fuck all new shit.
Yeah.
Buy something old. Buy something from 1969.
They didn't make anything bad.
Yeah. They didn't make anything bad. Fight me on it. Cool, man. Let's end it out. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Thanks, y'all.
We'll only be a little bit late to work.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. All right, we're on time. Sorry, Todd. Bye.